Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to beautiful Mentor, Minnesota. My name is John. We are excited to help you solve your snow removal problems today. We're going to be demoing the Muskox 2278. Adam Bergman, co-owner, operating guru, genius person out there, along with Ron, will be showing you our Muskox. I want to encourage everybody who wants to participate today. If you ask questions in the chat, we are monitoring that live. So if you have a very specific question about your snow removal needs, ask it. We can demo the specific feature that will help you today. Have you ever had an experience where the weather changes a little bit? Last week we were 30 below here, just frigid temperatures. It rained yesterday. So to talk to you about how the Muskox can solve any kind of snow issue, cut through that slushy, heavy, wet, rain-sodden snow, we are going to go over to Adam Bergman. Adam, can you hear me?
That I can. Thanks, John, for the intro, and welcome everybody to Muskox. Today we're running our Muskox 2278 dually. We're running it with a John Deere from our partner RDO Equipment that sells our machine in 36 different locations. Ron's just starting to pull up with the machine. You'll see it over my shoulder. That is a high flow machine that we're operating with today. Something very unique and neat about the Muskox 2278 dually is it does work on low, standard, and high flow machines. What we do at Team Muskox is work with you, the operator, to get a machine that has the right size motor to fit your skid steer. So whether you have a John Deere, a Kubota, an ASV, a Bobcat Toolcat, whatever brand you're operating, we work with you to get the right motor size and the right electronics to work with your motor. We currently have machines anywhere between 16 and 45 gallons per minute that are operating the Muskox 2278 and the Muskox 2278 that has one single auger. So let's watch Ron pull in. He's operating the Muskox 2 in a standard position. Very common question for people. They see our back drag and blow feature, which you guys are going to see shortly, but they want to know how it operates as a traditional snowblower. Right now, Ron is doing just that. He's riding on our glide plate. We'll get into that a little bit later so you guys can see that up close. But you can see we're running in a traditional position. As John did say, it rained here yesterday, so we got a little bit different of a snow condition than some of the other shows we've had. When it's been 30 below, this snow has moisture in it as it rained yesterday, and we hauled this in. So Ron's continuing to operate it in the traditional position. He's going to go ahead and back up, and then I'm going to bring Peter with me. I'm going to get in close and let you guys get an idea of the type of snow that we're dealing with today. So as you guys can see, it's pretty hard packed. We do haul in the snow on days like today when we don't get the natural snowfall. And what that does is that really creates one of those conditions where it's difficult snow to go through. So as you guys see us going up to our garage door, back dragging and blowing and showing off all the features, we're kind of like going through a snow bank right now. So if you guys have those snow piles, you know what that's like. The snow starts to compress down. It's hard to eat through that. Those are the kind of conditions that we're going through today. Hopefully we'll have one of these Wednesdays where we get a fresh 2-3 inches of snow. We can go through and do, as you guys could see, Peter, we're going in front of 2 garage doors right now. If we had those normal kind of snow conditions and we were going out and doing this for a living, we'd probably get this driveway done in about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. But today we're going to slow our roll a little bit. We're going to go through this. You can see right here, Peter, if you get in, we got ice chunks that we're going to be eating through. And that's from the rain last night that came through. So you guys just get an idea of the type of snow that we're dealing with. I'm going to hop out of the camera. I do ask, go ahead below. There's all sorts of different buttons, phone numbers, emails, ways to get a hold of us. But down below, there's an area for you guys to comment and ask questions. We've been doing this for about 6-7 weeks, and it goes really well when you guys, the operator, ask us questions that fit your operations or specific questions about the machine. Before Ron comes forward and gets and does this driveway, back drag and blow, Peter, why don't you turn and look at the machine if you can? And we are operating our Muskox 2278 dually, our 2-auger system. We're running it today with a John Deere, but we do work on all brands of skid steers. We have a partnership with RDO Equipment. that sells John Deere tractors and skid steers all over the Midwest. They carry this in 36 locations, and we're also direct to consumer. Down below, you're going to see our phone number and also our website. Get a hold of us if you have any type of questions. I'll stop talking a little bit, let you guys see the Muskox 2278, which retails for $12,995 in action.
And Ron,
Hi.
hi. If you want to say hello to the fine folks, we've got you up while you're doing a little bit of snow removal. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, this is Ron Bergman. How you guys doing? I'm going to show you here what I'd be doing if I was blowing snow up to a garage door. You're going to get a lot of snow dust on the camera. This is kind of a varied snow condition. You can see when I back up here, it's kind of an ice built up snow that we hauled in, and we had some rain, so it's compacted. Probably not real normal conditions, but can show you that we can eat through compacted hard snow. But you'll see now as I approach a wall or a garage door, I can rotate the chute back a little bit so I'm not shooting against the door. And as I get close, I keep the blower down and don't lift it up so I can still see the wall. Now I'll lift it up slowly. I can just see where my front edge is going to rotate down. I make contact with the concrete or asphalt, whatever you're backing up, and you can see now I'm back dragging and blowing snow as I go in reverse. I can rotate the chute over my shoulder or off to the side. When I back up, now you'll see I'll have a little bit of snow left. If I stop just for a minute, it cleans up. You can see how it pretty much cleans up all the snow.
Thanks, Ron.
All right, Peter, why don't you come with me? Ron, back up a little bit if you would. All right, now I want everybody to see the path we just cleared. This gives an idea of the height of the snow that we're going through today. It's 12 to 18 inches. And like we said earlier, it rained here yesterday. So we have a real compacted snow. This kind of snow condition is very similar to those piles of snow that you guys have been building up all year where it's compacted. Hopefully one of these weeks we'll get a fresh 2-3 inches of snow to really be able to show off the machine in those conditions on how fast we're able to eat through. But I think this is a good testimonial to the product that we have, that we're able to go through this kind of snow. Now you guys can see we're going over a stamped concrete driveway, and Ron's been able to, with the back drag feature, really get rid of all the snow and get down to the surface. As you guys can see, we have some ice that was left from the rain here yesterday. And any type of snow that you see right now, you can come a little bit closer. We get a better idea up here. You got rid of all that snow. The only reason anything came back in because of the snow dust, because it's blowing at that time. So I'm going to step out of this area. I'm going to have Ron go right through this path. And what I want to show off is how we scrape surfaces, but we don't scratch surfaces. So we're going to step out of the way and let Ron come up to the door, go back and forth from the operator's perspective. You guys are going to see the rubber cutting edge in action. So you can see how we're able to back drag on a surface, not scratch it, and get right down. So it looks more like it's July than January. Get out of the way, Peter, and we'll let Ron go to it.
I don't know if you guys can hear me here.
Ron, I think we got you up.
Okay, I'm not even running the blower now. So say if you were in a situation where you had a car parked next to you or whatever, and there was 2 inches snow, 3 inches snow even, you really don't need to turn the blower on. You can see I have the back end slightly lifted up, and I could be blowing if necessary, but you'll see now as I squeegee off the asphalt here, I could back drag and clean up a driveway and not have the blower running.
Excellent. I think that's a great feature that we're showing off with our product. If I'm on Noah's camera, I think it's a great feature to be able to show with that rubber squeegee to go up. So if you're going around vehicles, we've all faced that. If we're doing apartment buildings, we're doing HOAs, reality is people are going to have vehicles parked around. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's the way it goes. So this gives us an opportunity to get down, take care of that surface without blowing the snow. I'm sure Peter's camera did, but you can rotate it down by your feet, Peter, and you can see what we've been able to do with this surface. I got to watch. It's pretty icy out here today. If you're just joining us, we did get rain in northern Minnesota yesterday, as John said earlier. Pretty crazy. We went from 30 below last week when we were shooting to 38 degrees yesterday with the rain coming down. So the snow conditions we've created are really packed in, compacted snow that we're eating through. So it's very much like going through a pile of snow that you've left all year long is the type of conditions that we're creating today.
Hey, Adam.
Adam. Go ahead, John. I want to show one thing here quick, John, if we ask a question. I'm going to go down to Peter's camera if you want to back up. And this gives an idea. You guys see how much snow we're dealing with right here? And the lack of shoveling I now need to do. As you can see, brick wall right here, and I've gotten very close to that surface. So one of the things we want to accomplish is to keep the operator in the machine. Less physical work to do, less safety issues, and just happier operators. We get close to that wall that we're going up to, and we can back drag and blow. All right, John, I'll hop on to Noah's camera. Did you have a question for me?
Yes. Well, first question was, how is it possible that we're able to get so close without scratching? What feature on the Muskox allows for that to happen? And also, I thought we could clarify that you and I are not brothers.
Yeah, I did have that question. We wear similar hats and both try to grow beards, but that's about where the similarities maybe end, or maybe there's more.
It just means we're North Dakotan, as far as I can tell. It's like every guy in that state looks exactly the same.
Especially when it's February and this time of the year. Let's walk out with Peter's camera. Yep. We'll get close up to the machine. It's a great question. And for anybody just joining us, thanks for joining us live. I'm Adam Bergman with Muskox Snowblower. We're here with our team today. And we're really here for operators to show the difference with the Muskox and give you guys an idea up close to how the machine operates. We're completely live, so we're showing it in real time. We're going to go over to Peter's camera, have Ron back up a little bit so I don't have to stand in the snow pile. Let's rotate the machine that way a little and lift it up in the air. And we can stop there. So John had a great question. It's a question that comes from quite a few operators that get onto our machine. So what we do a little bit different than other snowblowers is we actually ride on a glide plate. And our glide plate's right back here. It ends up being about 585 square inches. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of white underneath, and that's some UHMW plastic. The reason we have that there is we don't want our steel touching the hard surfaces. And the reason we do that is because we don't want to scratch the surface. We want to be able to scrape it. So with our ability to ride on this glide plate, we're not scratching the surface. And if you come around, Peter, we're also not riding on the steel cutting edge. So we do have a steel cutting edge. I'm going to show you guys after a bit how that works, that we have the opportunity to ride on the steel when we want. We don't naturally do it. So we ride on that glide plate. Ron, if you want to go ahead and drop the machine. Peter, if you want to come with me, and we're going to get up close here and show it. I got to clean off a little bit of snow back here. But you guys can see in our natural position, we ride on this glide plate. What's unique about that is that when we're going over gravel, we're not picking up rocks. If we're going over grass, we're not ripping up that surface. So we're able to ride on this glide plate all the way up, leave very little snow. And then what's unique about our machine, which is our patented feature, Ron, if you want to rotate it, just put it in the back drag position. So now we rotate the machine. We have been riding on that hard surface, and now we get onto a rubber cutting edge that we're able to back drag, pull moisture back with us, much like a squeegee in a shop or any type of snow. We pull all of that back, and now is where we're creating all the tension onto that hard surface with that rubber that's not scraping the surface. Very common question with that rubber is how long is it going to last? Ron, if you want to lift up the machine, I want to show that rubber up close. Stop right there. This machine now has probably pushing 200 hours onto it. And as you can see, we haven't rotated this rubber cutting edge a single time. We're in its original position. What we do have the luxury of is each one of these bolts do come out, we can slide that rubber cutting edge down to extend the life of it. And we also have the chance to rotate it 4 different times to use the corner. So again, to give you guys an idea on that rubber cutting edge, that's not designed for you guys to have to replace it consistently. That's about 200 hours. We're still on that same corner. We've been selling these now for 2 seasons. We've had nobody that's had to replace a rubber cutting edge, and we don't suggest even buying one at that time because it lasts a long time. What's also neat is on that steel cutting edge we talked about, we don't ride on our steel cutting edge. Again, this has got 200 hours on it. You guys can see that cutting edge looks brand new. So we're not taking it off, sharpening it, and replacing it constantly like we did with our snow blowers in the past. We're gonna step outside a little bit. Ron, why don't you back up a little bit, get onto your gravel driveway, and then we'll have you come forward to the snowbank, and then we'll just watch it up close, riding on our glide plate, and then we'll show it into the onto the steel cutting edge. So Peter, let's just walk alongside them and watch it in our traditional snow blowing position. As you guys can see, we're riding on a glide plate and also using our side pins, which I'll get into why we made that design. So this is in its traditional forward position in which you are not going to scratch surfaces, but you're going to be able to scrape them. Now, Ron, if you want to back up, get into that same position, go a little bit farther back. Keep going back, Ron. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You can stop right there. Now, you guys see it in its traditional position. Now I'm going to come with Peter and show. You guys can see the angle that we're at right now. So this is what we traditionally ride in. Now we're going to have Ron rotate the machine, get onto that steel cutting edge. Stop there so we can see. And Peter's pretty good at being able to get the camera under there so you guys can see. You probably saw we are now engaged onto the surface. We are now riding on our steel cutting edge, and then we're able to scrape. So if we have any compacted snow, ice, we're able to go through that and break it up when we want to. So Peter, so he can fire up that machine and we don't lose a camera or a finger, we'll let Ron get in action and let's watch that. Now you guys can see that glide plate. I want you to pay attention to that. It's now off the ground. So this is now in its position. We're going through and scraping snow. As you guys can see, we just went through this exact area and now we're picking up more snow. Watch that snow blowing out of the chute right now.
And Adam?
Yes.
When we're done with this, let me know. We got a couple of questions here, so I want to insert those into the show at a time convenient for you.
I think the time's good right now, and I hope I'm not getting between you guys. Get mad at me each week. I can't get between Peter and the camera, or camera and Peter, or something like that. So hopefully we're
in a great spot. You look fine. You look fine. What I'll do is I'm gonna just show Ron's eye view, and so the question I have for you, I'm gonna actually pop it up on screen here.
Sure.
We got 2.
Yeah.
First one is, can this fit on a Bobcat? Can the Muskox fit on a Bobcat? The second one, do we have any available? So those are the questions. I will give them to you.
Yep, fantastic. So we do work with Bobcats. Bobcat's a little bit different than the other machines in which it's not an 8-pin or 14-pin adapter when it comes to the electronics. So you do have to buy a converter to go to the 7-pin electronics that are on your Bobcat. Some people already have that converter because you need to use it when you use third-party products. It's universal. So if you have that, fantastic. If not, we do have those in stock and are able to we can talk that through. And a common question to kind of double onto that Bobcat question is people ask all the time, does this work with a Bobcat Toolcat, which is a one-arm hydraulic machine? It's a side-by-side machine. More and more people are starting to use them because they have great road speed. They're running 18 to 21 miles an hour. It's getting to be a common machine that people are using for snow removal. And we absolutely work with Bobcat Toolcats. And if you guys do get a hold of us, phone numbers below, emails below, fill out your information on it. And we can also get you references and testimonials of people using those machines if you have any of those kind of questions. So fantastic question. And then the question as far as do we have any products left? We are down to the end. We've been down to the end a few different times. We've been able to get some extra machines. Been some real constraints with getting steel and different type of products in the pandemic, as you guys know. but I think we've been able to get a couple more that we have. The best thing to do is to reach out to us as a company, and we can go through that and find out if we have one today to get to you, or if we're in a position after this that maybe we're talking about getting you guys in a position to succeed next season and get on our pre-order list. So fantastic question.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
No, I just wanted to let everybody know that is currently watching that if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, and Adam can answer them live for you. Adam, back to you.
Sounds great. All right, everybody's seen Peter. Let's look one more time. We've done one pass right now. So I just want to show that path one more time. For anybody just joining us, you get an idea of the kind of snow we're going through. We're somewhere between 12, 18 inches of snow that we're going through today. It's compacted snow. We've had quite a bit of snow here this year, which is fantastic. But we did get rain yesterday. So we went from 30 below a week ago to 38 degrees yesterday with rain. So the snow that we have is compacted, and there's different ice chunks that are going through it. So if you guys were wondering what kind of snow is this like, very much like those snow piles that you guys have in your yards or in your customers' yards that we're eating through. We just happen to be doing that with a driveway. So what I'm going to do is get out of the way and allow us to hop into the cab with Ron, and you guys can see what he's paying attention to when he's running a Muskox. And Ron, why don't you go through this time? I think we're at good time. What time are we at right now, John?
We have been at this for 22 minutes.
Oh, it's flown by. It's kind of nice when it's not 30 below. Usually it feels like it's been an hour, 10 minutes. It's cold. It's a beautiful day. So we got a little bit of snow to go through. Let's have Ron go through and do 2 passes through here and clean up and run like you be ready to get this job accomplished.
All right, Ron, and I think we're going to bring your mic up. I'm not saying you should talk a lot, but you can talk a little. So how you doing? Good to see you, Ron.
What's that? Talk a little. I thought I could tell some jokes or something.
As long as they're PG, there are kids who can watch
Yeah. Well, that's true. I don't have many jokes in that I can tell on the, what do you call it, the World Wide Web.
That's what it's called, Ron. That's not me.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to show you something here. Here I'm going to pull up the snow and pretend that we had some hard compacted snow, and you want to just lower the blower down onto it. See, I can work my way into a snowbank. Say if this would have been 3-4 feet deep, I can take and lower down onto it. You see how I ground that snow up. So if you had a stop sign there or a fire hydrant and wanted to grind the snow up, you could. Anyway, so now I am going to grind through the snow. Like I say, it's compacted snow, ice chunks. You can see we're chewing through it. Our serrated auger grinds away at that product and turns it into powder, and out the chute it goes. And you'll see now I'm coming up to a garage door. Normally I'd be traveling quite fast if it was the snow wasn't as compacted. But I'm rotating the chute slightly back. Now I start lifting the blower up. You'll notice, see, I can still see the door. And now I'm going to lower it down, make contact with the ground surface, lift the back end up slightly, and then start back grinding. And you'll see there that I cleaned up right by the door, eliminating shoveling. And I guess that's about it.
Beautiful, Ron. And thanks for giving Adam a little bit of a snowstorm out there.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he appreciates it. Can we find him? Where did he go? Do you have him?
I'm hiding out.
No.
I got a lot of snow down my neck.
Noah found you. It's a little dark, and we've wandered out in the sun with all this snow. There we are.
I'm back.
Hello. Good to see you.
When we're running through right now, Peter, you can show we have a little bit of a strip that's came through. And I do want to point that out, that it really has to do with that snow condition that we're dealing with right now today, with that hauled in, packed in snow. So you guys can watch some other videos where we're shooting live also to see us doing driveways and how there will be a different experience on the traditional day. But I do want to note that because people will notice that coming through. We're just dealing with a different type of snow that we've hauled in today. Peter, I'm going to have you come over with me. And what Peter's going to do is he's going to come in and we're going to look up close because you guys probably noticed we also have a lowered chute. Mm-hmm. The reason we have that lowered chute is to create better visibility for the driver, and also to plug the chute less when we get that wet, heavy snow. So let's switch over to Peter's camera. As you guys can see, that chute is below Ron's knees. And a lot of you guys are probably nodding your head right now that are operators and know what it's like when you have a really tall chute and how it affects the visibility that you guys have as the operator. We've also backed the chute up closer to the driver, which helps reduce the opportunity for snow to stick onto that wall. So we're running that windshield wiper less all the time. So it gives a good idea of the view. Let's flip over the camera in Ron's cab and look down, and you guys can see where that chute's sitting at. Now, people will ask, when you do have that type of chute, are you able to blow snow not only far, but how high can you get? I'm gonna step on top of the snow, which is, I don't know, I'm probably 18 inches taller right now. I'm about 6 feet tall. You guys can get an idea of the snowbank that we're blowing over the top of today. So for most people, that's gonna accomplish that goal that you guys want. And pay attention as we're blowing out that snow, how far it's going. Today, again, we have compacted snow so that you guys have an idea what that's like. You can understand in some other snow conditions, it blows even farther when we're able to do that. For you guys just joining us, we're running our 2278 Muskox dually today. Peter, let's look at that thing up close one more time. You guys can see, Ron, if you want to lift the machine up in the air. We have our 2-auger system. We are running with a John Deere from RDO Equipment. We sell these products direct to consumer for $12,995. They're also sold in 36 RDO locations in the Midwest for the same price of $12,995. We have the serrated auger that comes standard on all of our machines. That's our direct drive auger that runs. And then we have a secondary auger on top that has teeth on it, but we use a paddle design. And we found as we back drag and blow, which is our patented feature, that's the best type of design to be able to be efficient and back drag as quickly as possible. So that gives you guys kind of an up close view. This is standard on the augers that come. We do have a second model in which we eliminate this top auger. The machine's the exact same. This auger could actually come in and out with the standard machine. But for most of you guys that are going out there and doing snow removal, you want to do it as quick as possible. The reason we have that second auger is there's a 14-inch gap in between this auger and that rubber cutting edge. So we pull back 14 inches of snow before it has a chance to blow out the chute. By having that second auger that's 10 inches in diameter, it greatly reduces that and just speeds up the process. Not only for moving forward, teeth through big snow, but also when you're back dragging and blowing. When we're up close, why don't you back up a little, Peter, here, and we'll show our side fins. You guys have probably noticed this as we're running through. The side fin was not on our first prototype machines that went on to YouTube and went viral a couple different times. We added these side fins for a couple of reasons. One of them is we wanted to be able to drive the machine faster when we're going in the forward position. So if we come around again, Peter, I'm making you move around a lot, but you guys could see it up close. As we're moving forward, we're holding more snow inside the machine. That allows us to increase our road speed. Then I'll have you back up and we'll look on this. We talked about earlier, we want to ride on UHMW, so we're not scraping the surface when we're going through. So right here we have UHMW that's riding on the bottom of this machine. Common question, how long is that going to last? This machine's pushing 200 hours that we've used it this winter, and we're still on that first piece of plastic on it. We do have replaceable kits. It's 2 screws to put into it when you do need to replace them. But it's plastic. So when you guys are running, doing these HOAs or brand new driveways, riding on that plastic is ensuring us that we're not, we want to scrape it, but we don't want to scratch it. And then there's a bolt here, but this isn't held in a standard stationary position. It does pivot up and down. So if you're able to hit some type of rock or an impediment, it's going to lift that up so you don't get jammed up. And then also when we get into our back drag position, it creates a straight line almost that comes in that helps hold all the snow inside the box. So that we call our side fins, come standard with our machines.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
While you're there, 2 things.
Which camera am I on?
You're on Noah's camera.
Okay, hi, Noah's camera.
We're actually doing a cool thing where if you want to just look at Noah's camera and let Peter get the close-ups, we can get you both on the screen at the same time, kind of like how you and me are both on screen right now. The question I was going to ask you about was from last week's stream, those paddles. We have some operators who are nervous about those paddles pushing snow forward, shooting snow out of the front of the bucket. How do those paddles work? How do they contain the snow inside of the bucket? Is there any issue with them throwing snow forward, making a bigger mess?
Sure, that's a great question. I'll hop in with Peter's camera so we can show that up close. So we have these paddles. This one's rotated. There's one more paddle hid back here, but it's kind of rotated so we can't see it, but we'll look at this one right here. We do have a design where they're bent that helps hold the snow inside the machine. So when we're running all the way out to the outside, it's helping hold that snow inside the machine. Our goal is to keep snow. This is a 78-inch wide machine, is to hold the snow in between this edge and this edge. What helps that is these side fins, but also the design on that paddle to help it hold it on the inside. Great question.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to get out of the way, and I know we're getting time where we've been on for a bit, and I think the best thing we can do right now is allow Ron. We got some snow over on this side, so on that side, anybody that's just joining us, I'm Adam with Muskox Snowblower. Our operator today is my father and partner, Ron. And what we're going to do is get inside the cab and just go back and forth, both from the outside of watching the machine, but also seeing what it's like as an operator. We've sold these machines this year in 17 different states, from as far west and north as Alaska, all the way over to Maine and everywhere in between. For some of you, we're not able to get out and do a live demo with you, but our goal with this is to create that opportunity for you guys to be alongside us, ask questions, and see the machine functioning. Been a successful season. We have them sold all over and all sorts of different customers. We have the customers that are doing 300-400 HOAs. We have the guys that are doing lots of driveways in the communities we live in. We have school districts that are purchasing them to be able to back drag and blow up to doors. We have cities that are buying them to clean up around fire hydrants. And then we also have that single user that's just purchasing it for their property, whether it's for their home residence, their ranch, or like where we're at today, we have a couple garage doors, but we also have a couple shops that allows us to clean in front of those doors. What this machine's really like is it's almost like taking a snowblower and a bucket, converting it and making it into one machine. That was Ron's idea and where this was born from. So I'm gonna get out of the way and just let Ron get into it. As you guys can see, we got a little snow to go through here, and we're about 18, maybe 24 inches in some spots, it looks like, of compacted, hard, rained on snow we're going through. So I'll get out of the way, and Ron, let's finish cleaning up your driveway.
Hello, everybody out there in radio land, let's call it. You can see I'm going to pull ahead here and show that I'm not going to turn the blower on. You can see when I back drug, there was some heavy snow. We had a little bit that drifted out of the box. You can take and not run the blower and use it as a back drag. So you'll see now, if we're just cleaning this up, I'd come up, back drag just like I have a bucket. If there was a car alongside you, see, I can clean that all up and don't have to run the blower if you don't want. If it would have been heavier snow, I definitely have the blower running to blow it off to the side. And now you'll see what I'm doing here. All you guys that remove snow know that I wouldn't go from one side to the other, but we're doing it as a demonstration. So now you'll see as I blow snow, I'm going to end up putting snow back on where I've already removed it. But I don't know, maybe we call it job security, that I can keep working away at this, because this is my wife's house and I charge by the hour, so maybe it makes more money.
Ron, for the sake of our job security, could you not run over Peter and hold the camera?
Okay, I'll try.
All right, we appreciate it.
I'll try. If you can see me through the snow dust. You can see
it's fairly dusty, Ron. Snow.
So I am in compacted snow. You probably already heard me say that. And normally, if we were in a normal snow flow, I'd be just ripping along here up to the garage door and getting my project done. But this is heavy compacted snow that I hauled in at snow and ice. So you'll see now I have the blower in the down position as I'm coming close to a wall or a door. And you'll see I don't lift it up till I get close so I can see the door. Now you'll see me rotate I can still see the door. There, I'm just disappearing. Lower the front edge of the blower down, lift the back end up slightly, and start back dragging. Now, if it had been a normal snow, with a normal pusher or blower, you'd have pushed this bunch of snow up to the garage door. Here you can see in front of me, I was able to clean up and not have a lot of snow to shovel. And with
Ron, can I have you wipe your windshield there for us?
Oh, absolutely. I'll turn the windshield wiper on.
Thank you. That gets us about 70% closer to where we need to be. Good stuff.
So same, yes, you bet. So same thing here now. I'm going to go up and clean up, get close to the camera equipment, get everybody all nervous. Rotate again, back right. The nice thing is if you do leave some snow, you can just go ahead. I'll do it like I normally would. I'd stop in the street or whatever. I wouldn't monkey with the little bit of snow I left. I'd run forward, back drag off what's left. There you can see we're getting it nice and cleaned up. I'll go forward again. Obviously, I wouldn't have to have the blower on, and if I would have done this normally, I would have started from the right or left side, just worked my way across. And I'll show you when I get done how I cross blow and get rid of what you would have drug out in the street. I know there's some operators, if you are in HOAs, that would do this, is what they're saying, and would back drag snow and blow it out in the street, would just leave it, go forward, blow in between the HOAs, and they would have a box scraper running up and down the street, pushing that snow off to a parking area or off to the side. They said that was their most efficient way to, I don't know, one guy was claiming he was going up and down a street doing 30 HOAs and just, I don't know what he said. I believe it was just a half an hour he had them done, so he was pretty excited, and that's the way he was doing it.
Ron?
Yes, sir.
As you're back dragging, who do we have to thank for this beautiful machine that we're using today?
I don't know. I suppose I could thank Noah.
I was thinking more about RDO equipment.
Oh, RDO. Oh, yeah.
Those guys who,
They're a very good company, and I am inside this warm cab. Trouble with it is I get a little too warm once in a while. I know when it was 30 below, everybody was outside working, and I had to be in here in the heat, and it was pretty tough. So
we appreciate you making the real sacrifices to help operators get the best product for their business. Thanks, Ron.
So you can see I'm cross blowing, and once I back drug, if this were on a street, you'd blow it off into the median. So
the surface Ron's running over right now is a gravel driveway. So to get you guys an idea, he's running on top of our glide plate that we've gone through, and he's not picking up any rocks with it. He's coming into back drag again. All right, John, do you have any questions for me? I'm going to have Ron do one more task before we head out for this fine one.
The only question I think maybe we could touch on just a little bit more is the differences between the dually and the single auger. So we do offer both a dually and a single auger. So what sorts of things would a purchaser of a single auger have to know that was different from a double auger? So Adam, I'll pass that one off to you.
Yeah, so Ron, if you want to lift up the machine again, let Peter get in there and I'll talk on this camera. You can go back and forth. The machine we have today is our 2278 model. We're running on a John Deere high flow machine. We do work on high standard and standard flow machines. And we have every brand of skid steer is currently operating a Muskox snowblower. But with the 2278, as he's looking up close and getting into those augers, if you want to, Peter, a little bit and show, we have the dual auger. The reason you would get the dual auger, the machines are the same. We can add that auger at any time, is that when you're eating through big snow and you're going in that traditional position, that upper auger is helping break down that ice that's usually on top. Because when you get big snow, it's usually sunny out. and it starts to get an ice crust. So that upper auger that he's showing right now gives a chance to really break down that snow rather than have metal bars breaking it up. We're breaking it up with an auger. So that's the reason we're in a forward position. When we do get into the back drag position, if you don't have that auger in there, there's about a 14-inch gap that naturally is going to have to fill up with snow first before it starts coming out our lowered chute. By having that second auger, which is 10 inches in diameter, you're increasing your speed and efficiency by back dragging and doing it. So we do have both options. We have some operators have the single auger, which just best fits them. Maybe they're on a ranch that they want to be able to go through and they're just doing it for home use. But for quite a few people, the dual auger is the best setup. But what we do at Muskox, our phone number's down below, our email's down there, and there's also should be a section where you guys can fill out any information. As we get a chance to talk to you guys as the operator, understand your goals with your snow removal, and find the machine that best fits you for electronics, motor size, and whether the single or the dually is the best option for you. And what I think I want to do ending today is that we're in front of, Peter, I'm going to have you show this. We're in front of a 2-stall garage, right? So this is a pretty common occurrence of what we need to do. And you guys can probably set the timer, or John, if you want to do that. We were going through compacted snow today, but if we're going through 1-2 inches of snow, most of us are contracted to go out when we have 1 inch of snow, right? That's a real thing. So let's just have Ron go through. We won't be blowing a lot of snow, but we'll get a chance to see the machine. It would be the exact same if we had a couple inches of snow on the speed. But Ron, why don't we kind of time that and see if you went across from whichever side you want to start. You want to start over here, over on this side? He'll start over on this side. We're just going to have Ron start at the top of the driveway and go ahead and back drag the surface, get it cleaned up. You guys will get an idea of how much time it does take. So, John, if you want to kind of start the timer if you can, I'm going to get out of the way and let Ron just go like he normally would. So, timer start now, and let's run. Oh, you'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
So you guys can expect if we had a couple of inches of snow, these are the kind of speeds you'd be able to travel at. I would say if you had up to 3 inches of snow, this gives a real good test on our timing. All right, how long was that roughly? Because I'm getting blown by snow.
That was, counting for my error, about 1 minute. So we have 50 seconds, 50.81 seconds on the timer. And don't worry, Adam, we're showing it to the folks at home. They can see it. It's a little, it's not.
Hey, we're live. You got to have a couple curveballs. We got to make sure we want to keep you around, John. We got to make sure we want to keep you around and if you're able to adjust on the fly. But for you guys watching us right now, we sure appreciate it. That gives you an idea. We're roughly around 50 seconds. Just let's say we're under 1 minute to do in front of a 2-stall garage. You guys can do the math. You understand the difference. We had a lot of snow. We started off with 12, 18 inches of snow, and you can see in front of our garage door, we've greatly eliminated that need to do a lot of shoveling in front of it. So it gives you guys an idea what we're able to accomplish. But we've gone over this surface. We're now showing and exposing that stamped concrete. You guys get a good idea on here. We haven't scratched that surface at all. We've been able to scrape it. It rained all day yesterday, so we had some moisture that hardened up. If we would have had a chance and been doing this yesterday while it was raining, we literally would have none of that ice on this hard surface because our squeegee would have pulled it off the ground. But for the sake of a live video, we had to let that sit yesterday and go over the top of it today. But it gives you guys a good idea. We did it in 1 minute. For people that are asking that, you can take and do the math. If that was a 4-stall garage, it's about 2 minutes that we're getting that done in. So we appreciate everybody joining us. Next week, we're not going to be live. I think we have some different ideas of what we will be on. There'll be video for you guys to be able to watch. It'll still get promoted, and I think we'll have a few neat things that'll be coming on next week, and then 2 weeks we'll be live again. But if you guys have any questions, again, we're here for operators. We're showing our Muskox 2278. Reach out to us. We got phone number. We have website information. We also have a box down below. Go ahead and plug in the information, and we can talk to you. It's not here to be high-pressured sales. It's just to find a great option for you guys. And if it's something that fits your operation, whether you're a single-family user that wants to use it for your personal property, for your ranch, if you want a bunch of driveways to get done, if you're a school district, if you're a city to do in front of fire hydrants, if you're somebody that's doing several driveways in your community for a living, or if you're a company that's doing several hundred HOAs, each one of those customers have purchased the machine, and snow conditions are different everywhere. And just a testament to our machine, we've sold in 17 different states this season, which is about every state that gets snowfall in the United States. And our product is made in the USA, which is a pretty cool deal that we've been able to offer to everybody out there. With that, I think I'm going to sign off, John.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam. Folks, thanks for watching today. We will see you next week. We're ready to talk to you. Call the number just beneath me right here. Enter in any information on their website. We're going to send Ron back to the shop. Ron, are you out there in Snowland?
I am. I got a little snow off to the side of the driveway that I'm going to blow off here, and we'll catch you guys here, what it sounds like, in 2 weeks. And
why are we off next week anyway? I know I got to work, and everybody else does, but I don't. Why are we off anyway?
I'm working on a surfboard, and I am going down to we're right in the center, of course, of the U.S. here, and we have no oceans to test that. So I am going to go and test that. Not that I'm going to be goofing off, but yeah, that's what's happening here. So
if we can find a picture with you in your swim trunk,
yeah,
that would be a good thing or a bad thing.
I do have to say one thing before I go here. To a longtime friend of mine, Gordy Ustenheim, if you're listening, him and I used to watch Red Green, a Canadian show, and sometimes I wonder if some of the crazy ideas that I come up with came from that show. So anyway, like he used to say at the end, keep your stick on the ice.
Ron, I thought the sign off for us was don't blow the chute in your face.
Yeah, I thought you said don't blow the poop in your face, and I wasn't going to say that on
All right, it's the live show is falling apart at the end. We appreciate everybody getting on here, and I'll hop in, and let's just watch Ron go through. It's fun to watch the machine in action. That's what you guys are here for. We'll watch that before we cut, and give us a call. We're just here to chat and try to make your snow removal season as successful as can be. Thanks, everybody.